I've reached Xiannong altar, which has the Beijing Ancient Architecture Museum. Ah shit, it closed at 4. Hopefully I'll have enough time to see it. I wasted my day. It's been unproductive. This was not worth the trip to see, even for me, by my standards. And the Cow Street Mosque had no kind of exhibits. I've seen mosques in China before. This is bullshit. I don't even know how it made it into the museum. There were trees growing out of it. Looks like it hasn't been open in decades. There are a couple museums here, but I don't think they're open on a Sunday. This Garden View Temple, this Grandview Temple, that was a waste of time. So, hopefully, this will fare a little better. And I hope I have time to get over to the Museum of Natural History. 3:30. Hello. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think I have to break 100 here. Thank you. Shouldn't take too long to walk through it. Altar of God Agriculture, Qing Dynasty. Christ Almighty, they have more altars here to supplicate the feudal peasant farming. Ridiculous. That's the excuse for having an emperor, I guess. He's got to interpret the offerings for the gods. So let's see what they say here. Doo-doo-doo. I hate the way they organize shit in this book. Makes no sense. They need to do a major overhaul. DK's about 2 steps away from this being useless. This guidebook for Beijing. Come on, you fucker. I know you're in here. So I fucking read you on the subway this morning. There it is. Xiannong Tan. 1930s. It was still a green space, but now it's a shithole, like all of Beijing. Vernal equinox. Various sacrifices, dressed like a farmer. Officials guiding the oxen. The emperor would plow 3 furrows and then stop sullying his hands with any manual labor. Reconstructed. Remaining halls constructed. They started doing it in 1420. Stopped doing it in 1906. World Monuments Fund. Hall of Jupiter, second in size only to the Forbidden City. Hall of Middle Harmony, now home to the Museum of Ancient Architecture. Great. I should have started my day here. This is a little easier to get to by mass transit, but still not all that convenient. It's like a bad joke having a capital city or even a big city. Tokyo's the same way with the fucking it's palace in the middle that nobody uses. Big palace in the middle of the city that's now just a headache for trying to get around. Everything's diverted around it. Should just turn it into a big train station. It'd be a good idea actually for Forbidden City. They could have had the subways all connect underneath it, and then when you make your connections you'd walk through it and you'd get to see it and read the explanations as you walk through on your way to your train, instead of going up and down escalators at substations that circle it. Connect, 2 stops, another connect. Up, down, make another connection, 2 stops. It's like ridiculous. Is this the entrance? Yeah. Hello. Okay. The security is the other thing that makes Beijing so unpleasant to visit. You have to go through so much security. You start asking yourself if it's worth it. If you even want to go anywhere, do anything, visit any place. Then inevitably you go somewhere and you go, oh, that wasn't really worth it. It's never a nice day out. It's polluted air you're breathing in. It feels horrible to walk around. Your eyes burn. Your lungs burn. It's dry. It's crowded. It's stinky and smelly. I can't imagine these people living in the hutongs. I used the bathroom in the hutong when I went over to that Xiannong Temple. And I almost threw up. I had to hold my breath. But then I ran out of air and I had to take a small breath and I almost vomited. It was so disgusting. And this is the capital city. Okay. Fucking walked 6 miles today for bullshit. On with it. Sacrifices to Xiannong, which is who? God of agriculture, I'm assuming, yeah? Okay. Read between the lines. Altar, Jupiter Hall. Kitchen for sacrifices. This is like the same thing as Tiantan. It's like almost exactly what we saw yesterday at Tiantan. Yongle reign, Ming Dynasty. I get real snippy when I'm tired. And I feel like my time's been wasted. The point of having a guidebook is to save you time, not to fucking waste it with stupid bullshit. I don't know who's responsible for this section of the DK guidebook. They fucking didn't earn their dollar. I don't think they fucking updated it since the 70s. Updates in the Qianlong period. Standard, same thing as Tiantan. It's like a repeat of Tiantan. Tiantan. Silk burning furnace. Constructed 1420, Yongle Ming. Offerings worshipping Tai Sui, Jupiter, and other gods. Well, it's nice that this is it's nice that this is. I think I'm dehydrated. It's nice that this is deserted. Must be a little dehydrated. Drank a huge bottle of water. Maybe I was only getting 5-6 hours sleep for 3 nights in a row too. That probably did something to do with it. I blew my nose. So much phlegm came out this morning. I thought I was catching the flu. Development course of China's ancient architecture. Neolithic, Xiannong, Climax Qin Han, several hundred years, Wei Xin Dynasty, Southern Northern Dynasties, Second Developmental Climax, Sui Tang Dynasties, Standardization Modularization, Song Liao Jin Dynasties, China's ancient architecture matures, development, third development, climaxing Yuan Ming Dynasties, Qing Dynasty transitional period, from the third climax to modern development, late Qing and a feudal system, China, splendid ancient Chinese architecture changed, new styles, etc., etc. Some stuff looks almost pre-Columbian to me when I see it. The pagoda. Went to a nice park when I was in Hangzhou that talked about stupas from India, starting off as mounds, and then they move across Asia. By the time they get to East Asia, they move from the back to the front of the temple, and then they're standalone. Architectural, secular. 80 AD, Colosseum, Pantheon, Hadrian's Villa, Italy. Best kept ancient Roman style royal garden. White Horse Temple, Luoyang, Henan Province. Restoration picture, ritual buildings, Chang'an, which is modern name for what? The old city of what? Shaifeng. Architectural drawings on brick. Bronze knockers. Restoration, Han Royal Family Mausoleum. Picture describing the roof structure, brick tomb of the Han. Architectural form showed Imperial objects, Eastern Han. Portrait on Earth, Maokun Village, Tongshan County, Suzhou, Jiangsu Province. Dunhuang Grottos, Gansu Province. These are the Buddhist carvings in the caves. Longmen Grottos, Luoyang, Henan Province. Pagoda Central Pillar, Yongying Grottos, Datong, Shanxi Province. Xixia, Qixia, Nanjing, Jiangsu. Relics, Yongning Temple, Luoyang, Henan Province. Garden environment, describes stone coffin devoted to son of Northern Wei Dynasty. Pagoda of Songyue Temple, Dangfeng, Henan Province. elegance of the Sui and Tang dynasties. Tang government. Unification Sui. Was thought the Jin came after the Sui dynasty. It's confusing. Tang, thriving empire. Jiaozhou Bridge, Hebei province. Saw a picture of that somewhere else in a museum here. This is a model of what? A palace. Doghouse, huh? What do you got here? Jai Shi Palace, Qin Dynasty, the Imperial Villa. Tile site discovered, South Yipang Palace, Emperor Qin, Shi Huang Mausoleum, Qin Dynasty Great Wall site, Guyuan, Ningxia Autonomous Region. That's where most of the Hui population that were at the Cow Street Mosque today came from. Ningxia province. They're very integrated there for 1,000 years or more into Chinese society. Married into the Han so that they're almost indistinguishable ethnically. Restoration. Great buildings, Qin Han Dynasty, construction troubled times. Qin Han, three kingdoms, Eastern, Western, Jin, Southern, Northern dynasties. 221 BC, 589 AD. Well, there's two Jins, that's why I'm confused, huh? The later Jins from like 1100 to 1200. End of the Qin. Chinese nation, feudal age. Duration of the Qin, very short, great buildings. Created its control, brought great influence on China's architecture, Han Dynasty architecture. Embraced comprehensive, thriving development, covering architectural achievements, influences, next generations. Architecture in the Han Dynasty wrote a splendid chapter of China's architectural history. Period from three kingdoms, Eastern, Western, Jin, Southern, Northern dynasties, was a transition between the two peaks of China's ancient architecture, namely from Qin and Han to Sui and Tang dynasties. It was being confronted with great changes in architectural world, blah, blah, blah. I hate it when they have a big long thing and it doesn't really tell you anything, or it's a repeat of what you already read. Zhongshan Kingdom, Pingshan, Mausoleum of Zhongshan Kingdom. It's like pre-Columbian style. Parthenon, Propylaea. Ideal picture of Imperial city of the Zhou dynasty. Hierarchy. Project manning. Thatched hut, so we're walking back in time. I probably should have come through the other way. Three mermaids. Primitive village, Neolithic. More tile ends. Keep out the birds from the ends of the tiles. Ancestral Temple, Yinshu and Yanghenan province. Site of the Qi state capital, Linji, Shandong province. This looks like it could be a shield. Not sure. You got mountain valleys, Great Wall on the ridge that they're trying to show. Original architecture, germination and beginning. Xiannong Dynasty, 6000 BC, 221. Architecture means place to prevent people from rain, wind, hot sun, harmed by animals. Civilization, use architecture to adjust to the nature and society. Xiannong. Primitive dwellings. Wattle and Daub. Primitive residential condition, Banpo, Shanxi province. Peking Man site at Zhoukudian. The earliest human residence in China is a natural cave. Tenon and mortise components discovered in Hamudu site, Yuyao, Zhejiang province. Elevated tree houses. Pier pole. Picture describing primitive village in Lintong, Shanxi. Restoration describing overhead building in Hamudu site of Yuyao, Zhejiang province. Development, craftsmanship.
皇家祭祀先农诸神的等级最高的场所。我们现在所说的先农塔，实际上
Liao Dynasty. I saw the city wall this morning from the Liao and Jin. Guanyin Pavilion, Dual Temple, Xi'an County, Tianjin. Hello, the main Fenggu Temple, Yixian County, Liaoning Province. Bojia Scripture Hall of the Xie Huayan Temple, Datong, Shanxi Province. Pagoda in Jewish Shan Temple, Lingqiu, Shanxi Province. Pagoda in Tianning Temple, Beijing. Got here some tomb reconstructions for inside your tomb, mortuary, adornment, and votive stuff. Buildings in the Jin Dynasty. Main hall of Jingtu Temple, Yingxian County, Shanxi Province. Mitu Hall, Chongfu Temple, Shuzhou, Shanxi. Palace as described in murals of Shanshan Temple, Fanqi County, Shanxi Province. Imperial Mausoleum of the Western Xia Kingdom. Construction components unearthed in the Mausoleum of the Western Xia Kingdom. I've seen stuff like this before. Roof tile. So the fish dragon. Guard against fire. Buildings in the Yuan Dynasty. Here's the capital of Beijing. You can see what will become the seas and lakes there to the north and west of the Forbidden City. The back lakes and the northern and southern seas. White Dagoba. The White Pagoda of Miaoying Temple, Beijing. What's the difference between a Dagoba and a pagoda? This one like old and new pinyon. Foreign buildings in the same period: Pisa Cathedral, Bell Tower Church. So that's the idea, huh? They were showing things that were built at the same time. Main hall of Guangcheng Temple, Hongdong, Shanxi. Site of He Yi Men Barbican Entrance, capital of Yuan Dynasty. Site of residential buildings, Hu Ying Fong, capital of Yuan Dynasty. I've been to that White Dagoba temple. Take a ferry from Beehive Park. Get over to the island. You can walk onto it too, I think. What that's showing. You got here some monks. That guy's got a pagoda. That guy's got books. Pagoda in Suzhou, Jiangsu Province. Baoan Temple. I went to the top of that. Baludong Academy, Jiangxi Province. Yulu Academy, Hunan Province in Changsha. Schools of Architecture, I guess. Main Hall, Baogu Temple, Ningbo, Zhejiang Province. Picture of Victory in Jinming Lake, Cheng Ziduan. Kanglang Pavilion, Qing Dynasty. Pavilion of the Dark Blue Wave, or the Ocean Wave. Splendid buildings in the Ming and Qing dynasties. Introduction to South China's construction technologies. Qing, Confucianism. You're in the Forbidden City from Jingshan Mountain in the winter. Probably a better time to visit, wouldn't be so pissed off. Local view of the scenery of the Imperial City, wouldn't be so grossed out maybe by the smells, pollution. 13 Imperial Mausoleums of the Ming Dynasty. Planet Beijing City, Xiannong reign. It's this famous map at a 1:650 scale. Full view of Eastern Mausoleum, Qing. Residential courtyard, Beijing. Yeah, that looks like the former home of so-and-so. Seihi Yuan. Residential courtyard, Shanxi Province. Decoration element, Beijing style courtyard door. Peking University. Shantian Official Academy. Piyang Lecture Hall, Imperial College, Beijing. Tsinghua Academy. Wensu Gi Library, Shenyang Imperial Palace, Liaoning, Weiyuan Gi Library. Here's a duguang. It's a series of bracketing that allows you to interface between your post and lintel systems so that you can have distribution of the weight, maybe like a meter out, a couple meters. Mainly used for overhanging eaves, to support the overhanging eaves. But because they are interlocking like this without nails, I think there tends to be some resistance to earthquakes. Ruins of Yuan Ming, Yuan after first robbery. Wan Shu Shan, Longevity Hill, Summer Palace, Beijing. 17-hole bridge, Summer Palace. Beautiful waters and garden architecture. Jiangsu, Suzhou. Juchang Garden. It's the humble administrator. Cloud-crowned peak in Liyuan Garden, Suzhou. That's the one they had to float on the canal when it was frozen, packed in mud. Get that stone into the garden. Pavilion of Arriving Moon and Winds in Guangxi Garden of Suzhou. Hebei Province, Chengdi Imperial Summer Resort. Foreign building, same period, Florence, Italy, let's see. St. Pete's. Capitoline Museum. No, Versailles. What we got here? Conclusion. And in conclusion, architecture is the product of human beings' wisdom and civilization, etc., etc. Considered one of the three big systems of the ancient world: Chinese, European, Islamic. Huh. Ooh, nice big pagoda there. Good for making mussels. Dolphin. Looks like a dolphin head. Pillar base, Lindy Hall. Ming Palace, Tang Dynasty. Full view of Han Yuan Hall site, Ming Palace, Tang. Tang Dynasty, Chang'an City. Magnificent atmosphere of climax, Tang Dynasty. Imagination restoration picture describing Han Yuan Hall, Ming Palace. Xi'an Mausoleum, Tang Dynasty. Buildings described in the murals of Dun Huang. Murals in the tomb of Princess Yang Tai, Xi'an Mausoleum, Tang Dynasty. Bird's eye view, Yuan Qiao site, Chang'an, City of Tang. Foundation of overhead building of Taiyi Lake, Chang'an City. Rubbing of the stone carving of Xingqing Palace, Chang'an City. Main hall of Nanshan Temple, Wutai Mountain, Shanxi. Wild Goose Pagoda of Xi'an Temple, Xi'an. Small Wild Goose Pagoda. Xuanzhang Pagoda, Xinjiao Temple, Jinjiang, Jingjiang, Shanxi Pagoda, Denfang, Henan Province. These three are in Xi'an. I think the layout of Xi'an was what influenced most East Asian imperial cities. And it's what makes it so horrible to live in some of these cities now. Everything's got to go around the central palace. Construction relics, 5 dynasties. Eastern Hall, Fo Guang Temple, Wutai Mountain, Shanxi. Zhenggu Temple, Pingyao, Shanxi. Dayuan Yard of Pingshan, Shanxi. Foreign building, same period. Let's see, San Marco, Venice. New atmosphere in Song Yuan Dynasty. Northern Southern Song period. Under control many national regimes. Architecture unbalanced. Song government control. Rapid development. More achievements. Restriction of backward production relations. Architecture in regions under control of other regimes. Slower than that of Song. However, because the Liaojin Western Xia governments adopted the construction system similar to, or same with that of the Song government, it welcomed engineers from Central Plains. They embraced rapid development, field architectural techniques. Each one, they don't give you anything specific. They don't really tell you anything. Yuan government history, relatively short. Buildings in the Song. This is the Qingming Festival. Zhangjiaduan river scene. Stone carving of Hutu Temple, Fenyin Shanxi. Longsheng Temple, Jiangding, Hebei Province. Liaodi Tower, Kaiyuan Temple, Dingxian. Pagoda of Kaibo Temple, Kaifeng, Henan Province. Is Kaifeng Changsha, same thing? Chuanzhou, Fujian Province. Chenggo Stone Tower. Chengmu Hall, Yuzhou Failang, Flying Bridge across Fish Ponds, Jin Temple, Shanxi. So layout, central axis. Don't miss looking up here in the center. That's the highlight, huh? What do we got? Dragon and Phoenix. Just one dragon, I guess. Coiled. Duguang. You can see them here underneath the eave as we go under. Cantilevers. Bracketing. The distribution of the load must be even. It must be supported to the central columns by means of a cantilever dugong. Sometimes you call them corbels. I don't see the use of the word corbel much here. Usually the corbel's inserted directly into the pillar. Smaller structures, I guess. Taisu Jupiter Hall Complex, 1420, 7,000 square meters. City constructed by craftsmen. Again, we're not getting anything from the translation. Shui. Beijing City, Mid-Qing Dynasty. As you can see here, by this point, they've got the Imperial City, and they got the separate city. Qing were Manchus, they lived, the officials anyway, and the Han were relegated down here. So I understand it. And where the Imperial City starts and ends is a little confusing, but I think this is pretty much Imperial City, and then Forbidden City is its own little area. Earth City site, Southwest Jiangdu City, Jing Kingdom. We got here, site of city wall, Dadu, Yuan Dynasty. Dadu is the name of Beijing under the Mongol reign, the Yuan reign. Pagoda of Tanning Temple, Liao Kingdom. There's another central, you can call it a base for a dome. See, usually had a flat design in it. What do we got here? I don't think this is Qingming, something else. Prosperous Market, Jiangyang Gate. Ah, this is the front gate. Chainmen, subway stop. What it looked like before we got into the Imperial Palace. And different divisions, different times they had different walls. Map describing location of the city of the Yuan Dynasty and Beijing's inner and outer city in the Ming. Map describing location in Nanjing, southern capital of the Liao Kingdom, Zhongdu of the Jing Kingdom, that's Beijing, and Dadu of the Yuan Dynasty. Maybe they called it Nanjing under the Liao, but it was in Beijing. I had never heard that. But okay, because Liao were on the border anyway, yeah. So this would all be in Beijing, I guess, then. Usually Nanjing around that time, I always think of Northern Song becomes Southern Song. They go down to Hangzhou. I forget when is Nanjing the capital, besides in the early Republic. Former Yan and Ji states, 1,000-year capital, history of Beijing. Yuan Ming Qing dynasties. Let's see. Trace back 3,000 years, capital of the Yan state near Liuli River of Fangshang, Western Zhou dynasty. Ji city located southwest of Beijing. Later the Yan state annexed the Ji state and moved its capital to Ji city. And over 2,000 years after the Warring States period, Ji city was developed into an international metropolis and the capital of the feudal and unified China and the Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties from capital of small state. Xincheng ancient city, Liaoning province. Hey, you could see they still have here their moon fortress enclosure. That's what it would have looked like at Xianmen. Interesting. Until they tore it down in the 50s. Xi'an city, ancient city wall, Ming Qing dynasty. Pingyao, Shanxi province. Nanjing, mountain in its back, fronting water. This is parts of the south of Middle Sea here. Beihai Park today is in here, White Dagoba. This is all the Imperial city under the Yuan dynasty. That's why they associate the White Dagoba with Kublai Khan, because it was all part of the Imperial city at that point. The Ming moved the wall in. Form of the ideal imperial city, ancient China. This is the idea. Everything surrounds the, the imperial city gets set up in the middle of a city. Kyoto, it's modeled after Xi'an. And it's great if you're the emperor, but in a modern metropolis, it's a fucking nightmare to get around a city with this thing in the middle. They don't want to dig underneath it for a subway. Security, tourists, it's like, oh my god. When craftsmen construct a city, 9 li square. These are the ideals, huh? Divine Temple. It's like the problem with this is it's not based on reality of a modern city. It's based on some ancient feng shui or something, Geomancy. And you have to have 25 million people deal with it? Ish don't think so. Yves hung fascia of Beijing's brands in the ancient times. Be fine if you wanted to have 100,000 people or less roam around there, but you want to have magnitudes in the millions of people living in a bishi, living in a situation like that. It's not gonna work. Take a walk down a hutong on a hot day. It's like swimming in a toilet bowl. Pailu. Yves hung arm fascia of Beijing's brands, ancient times. Open style street and market period city pattern after the Song dynasty. Tokyo's got the same problem. I'm not picking on Beijing because it's Beijing. Market described Emperor Xiannong southern inspection toward Qing dynasty. Guangcheng Ming Festival, Song Dynasty. It's a famous painting. Watch my video from the China Arts Palace in Shanghai about it. They animate it. It's quite neat. Plan of the Eastern Capital, Northern Song Dynasty. You know what the Tokyo means, the Eastern Capital in Japanese. It's an interesting fact for you. After the war, they moved from Kyoto. Kyo is capital in Japanese. Toei is east. This is Li Fang picture, Chang'an City, Tang Dynasty. City map described in mural, number 127 Grotto, Maiji Mountain, Tianshui of Gansu. Jiangkang, today's Nanjing, 6 dynasties. Animal pattern, eaves, tile unearthed, Yi city site, Eastern Wei Kingdom, Northern dynasties. Human face pattern, semicircular, eaves, tile unearthed in Yi city site, Eastern Wei Kingdom, Northern dynasties. These are pizzas, frozen pizzas that they unearthed. Plan of Southern Yi City in Eastern Wei Kingdom, Northern dynasties. City wall site, Northern Wei dynasty. Changhe Gate, Northern Wei. These are frozen bird eggs. Easter eggs. Little chocolate Easter eggs. Plan of Liaoying City, Northern Wei dynasty. This is 3 Kingdoms to Tang. Development of the city, emergence of the Li Fang system, neighborhood system. Interesting. So compare the neighborhood system with open style street and market period, Song dynasty. Zoning. Liaoyang City, Northern Wei dynasty. Yi City, Wei Kingdom, Kingdom of 3 Kingdoms. Chang'an City, Western Han. Trades in the market described in the picture, brick unearthed in Eastern Han Dynasty tomb, Sichuan. Drainage outlet in the western wall of the Qi state capital at Linxi, Changdong province. Plan of the site of the Qi state capital, Linxi, Shandong. Excavation site of the Chang Dynasty Palace, Zhengzhou, Henan. Yinshu, Yin capital of the Shang Dynasty, Anyang, Henan. Eastern city wall of Panlong city site, Shang Dynasty, Huangpai, Hubei province. Water transmission pipe site of Shang Dynasty city in Changzhou, Henan province. Plan of the Shang Dynasty city in Changzhou, Henan province. Drainage in the Erlitou Shang Dynasty city site, Henan province. Emergence of the city, late primitive society, Xia Shang Zhou Dynasty. So we're going back in time, huh? I fucking went through the exhibit backwards. Fuck you. Why'd you tell me I saw this arrow pointing that way? I said, obviously I'm entering the exhibit incorrectly then, huh? Development of China's ancient cities. 3 basic elements: ruling organization, royal family government, handicraft and commercial and living area. Before the Warring States period, there was only the concept of city, and handicraft area was placed outside the city. Later, market and city gradually were referred to at the same time by people and formed the concept of today's city, which cannot be separated from the commodity economy of China's feudal society. So back then, there was much smaller need for markets, and you wanted to keep foreign traders out of your main city, I guess. Late primitive society, battles, wars between states facilitated boom of City construction to purpose military defense. So that's why this city looks like a piece of shit. It's one of the first attempts. And becomes more organized, huh? That's the idea. Plan of Song Dynasty. Pinjiang City. Stele carving. Influence of site selection on the brought by ecological environment. All capitals of countries shall be located at the foot of great mountains and near wide rivers. Under such conditions, water can be ensured in drought and drainage can be ensured in flood. Guangcheng. Distribution map. Xiannong City, Qing Dynasty. Water systems around and in it. Pangate and Suzhou. That's the water gate. It's a cool gate. Double water land gate. They say it's the only one in China. Relic of Jiaohe, ancient city, the only extant one, or at least in the province of Jiangsu. Indications of the changes of capitals of different dynasties. Let's see, Hangzhou, Nanjing, Beijing, Cheyenne. Is there a big model here? It's all dark. Can't see nothing. We got the Imperial City on the floor there. But you can't see it. It's too dark. Looks like similar to the bronze they have on the wall at the Urban Planning Hall. Guess I'll start a new video. Maybe I can do the whole thing. Ancestral Temple, Xiannong, Ming altar, altar god of agriculture, Beijing, 18th year Yongle Emperor. Let's see. Also called Taisu, well, with another name of Ancestral Temple. Jiajing reign, Ming Dynasty, altar of heaven. So that's where they sacrifice animals. I'll start a new video so I don't feel like I have to rush. Your overhaul DKs about 2 steps away from this being useless. This guidebook for Beijing. Come on, you fucker. I know you're in here. So I fucking read you on the subway this morning. There it is. Xiannong Tan. 1930s. It was still a green space, but now it's a shithole, like all of Beijing. Vernal equinox. Various sacrifices dressed like a farmer. Officials guiding the oxen. The emperor would plow 3 furrows and then stop sullying his hands with any manual labor. Reconstructed. Remaining halls constructed. They started doing it in 1420. Stopped doing it in 1906. World Monuments Fund. Hall of Jupiter, second in size only to the Forbidden City. Hall of Middle Harmony, now home to the Museum of Ancient Architecture. Great. I should have started my day here. This is a little easier to get to by mass transit, but still not all that convenient. like a bad joke having a capital city or even a big city. Tokyo's the same way with the fucking it's palace in the middle that nobody uses. Big palace in the middle of the city that's now just a headache for trying to... God of Agriculture, Qing Dynasty. Christ almighty, they have more altars here to supplicate the feudal peasant farming. Ridiculous. That's the excuse for having an emperor, I guess. He's got to interpret the offerings for the gods. So let's see what they say here. Doo-doo-doo. I hate the way they organize shit in this book. Makes no sense. They need to do a major museum of natural history. 3:30. Hello. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think I have to break 100 here. Thank you. Shouldn't take too long to walk through it. I've reached Xiannong altar, which has the Beijing Ancient Architecture Museum. Ah shit, it closed at 4. Hopefully I'll have enough time to see it. I wasted my day. It's been unproductive. This was not worth the trip to see, even for me, by my standards. And the Cow Street Mosque had no kind of exhibits. I've seen mosques in China before. This is bullshit. I don't even know how it made it into the museum. There were trees growing out of it. Looks like it hasn't been open in decades. There are a couple museums here, but I don't think they're open on a Sunday. This Garden View Temple, this Grand View Temple, that was a waste of time. So hopefully this will fare a little better. And I hope I have time to get over to the